How's it, everybody? Happy Aloha Friday. This is Geebz. Very frustrating start to the stream, but you know what? I'm old. Twitch is cool for the younger peoples, and I blew it. And so we don't have, I can't see my chatty friends here because something happened and we tried to fix it. And so we're just going without a live stream response from my chat here. But if you're catching this on YouTube, you know, it's the backup thing. You guys see each other hanging out and stuff, but I still have a nice full crew here. And so we're going to actually get going. We're going to do a little bit of cheese and go right into our donos. But before we do, I am going to do a really quick track for one of our mods that has been extremely busy. A lot of family things going, a lot of business. He pops in when he can. He's the one that's the conquistador of our forum. And so this is for Double A. Double A, I know you're a really big fan of this band, so we're going to start with it right now. Guys, this is the latest release of Between the Buried and Me. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Maybe, maybe not. There it is. Jeez.
A fever dream, reach across the streets of legacy.
Oh, shit.
Never heard what was said to weep alone in this racing madness.
That bass. Funky metalcore. Two basses, synth bass, regular bass. What a tip to the hat to that 80s vibe, right? Guys, this is so freaking music out of the, just out of mind stuff. Can you hear what the drummer's doing on the hi-hat? That straight eighth arpeggiation is keeping us locked in while the rest of the craziness going on. Great guitar tones too. Ooh, can you hear the growling in the back? Man, these guys are pushing that fusion envelope way out there. this section. Sync patience. Thank God for that hi-hat. Nice little small room sound on that snare, yeah? Man, these guys have been sitting on some funkin' pie for a while. This is crazy. That's so badass. There's a little bit of level 42 in this. A little bit of yes as well. A little touch of that influence. Now this is them being a little bit more of them that we may be a little more familiar with. The tone of the guitars though. I'm laughing because that is such an old school sound. So freaking creative. Obviously, I think I'm going to say AI generated video here. This right here, once again, swimming in some Yes style production of the 80s. The obligatory role. I'm speechless. How badass was that track, everybody? Between the Buried and Me, they just keep coming up and leveling up and changing it up. And you know what? That is such a blessing because a lot of times as bands, as they move on and they progress and they get older, you know, they have a tendency to move forward and change. But it almost seems like this band is just like they've been waiting. I'm going to say it. Like maybe been waiting all these years to release something like this. Like they always had this going in there, but maybe at some point they went, nah, it's not gonna, you know, it doesn't fit with this album, or it's not gonna be this, or maybe our fans are not ready for it. But this was absolutely crazy, insane expression of all of their funkiness. We already know what kind of musicians they are, arrangers and composers, and I guess they just kind of said, let's do something with some really super sick funk. The bass player was going off. There was a couple times there was two bass lines. would have been a synth bass going on, and then the slap and everything that was happening. A lot of riffage, a lot of melodic riffage going on there as well. The background vocals a lot of times reminded me a lot of Yes. That's why I kept on saying there's a little bit of Yes going on there. And another reason why I was calling out Yes a little bit on that too is because in this particular track, there was an emphasis on arpeggiations that had these kind of melody, glassy sounds that Yes really loved to do. The 902, 102, 5, 16, 28 album they did. I forgot the name of that album. And then Big Generator. You know, they had a lot of sequences that would hold these eighths patterns, but they were a little more brighter and stuff. But in this case, the way it was used, they really kept that out in the mix, gave us a little bit of flakes of the little flecks and flakes of the 80s. But while they kept those patterns going in those eighths is when they ran off and took off and got nuts with the rest of the rhythmical arrangements, the syncopations that were happening as well. So, Double A, that was for you, bro. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Appreciate it. And we're going to trek on. So let's start doing a little bit of Wheel of Cheese. For those of you who just popped in here, chat's not working right now for me. So, you know, obviously if you're watching this, you can see what's going on in the chat on the Twitch or whatever you're watching. But it's time to spin. So we're going to do a little bit of Wheel of Cheese, and we're going to get to the donos. I do have a hard stop of 4:30. If I do not get to all the donos before 4:30, I will tweak in on you guys on Sunday for an hour or so, just for a makeup session. So here we go. Let me refresh my data. Let me swing my my wheel. I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. Let me do this. Refreshing it. All right. That was not, yeah, maybe there's a good reason why my chat's broken right now. Okay. Let's see what I got here. Are we ready for some spin refreshments? Oh no, what happened? Oh, I got it, here we go. And here are the new lists right here, so there we go. There you go. That's the refresh list right there. All right, guys, are you ready? Let's spin. Who do we got? Who do we got? Who's next? It looks like Pu'ukamosa. Pu'uko or Pu'uko Amosa. Pu'uko Amosa. So let's see what Pu'uko Amosa. Remember the rules, my friends. If you're first time here, nothing over 7 minutes. But any kind of music, obviously. I'm just saying, I gotta say that. So, the song that we are listening to, courtesy of Abbacado, Pu'uko Masa, is a band called Turmion Kätilöt. Turmion Kätilöt, and the name of the song is Teurastaja. Teurastaja. So, I'm sure you guys know what that means. I don't, but let's go ahead and let's check this out. All right. Oh no, are we gonna get some infected mushrooms or some spongle? Nope. Yeah, listen to that snare. That's such a throaty guitar tone. Does anybody peg the language on this? I'm not too sure what it is. Finnish. Okay. I love the solid integration of the EDM elements. Why did I know you'd say that, Shadow? Kind of staying in a pocket though. There's not a lot of moving around with chord changes and stuff. They're just hand feeding it to us right in this little zone here. Staying right here in this little range right here. I also don't hear like a real bass arrangement. Does anybody else? It's not a bad thing. It's just. Yeah, the Framinator, I guess, you know, I thought it was me. I didn't hear, if there was a bass arrangement, it was in unison with the guitar work, like right on top of it, and they just maybe pulled it back just enough just to give it that rumble between like 500 and 1500, just something at the bottom, but I didn't hear anything definitive. It didn't mean that the mix didn't round off on the bottom and sound, I noticed at least they if there was no bass, they definitely gave it a little bit of a bottom boost, maybe in the master out, you know, in the mix out, and gave it a little bit of a lift there. Fun track. As I said earlier, I love the integration of the EDM work in there. They weren't shy about the synth work that was happening in there. The guitars really sounded throaty. Like that's an old school, I don't mean old school, that's a very genre-specific guitar tone, that throatiness. You know, I think it's like right up there with the Lordi sound or something like that. So that's what I was talking about. Lisa, did I say hi to you? Hi, Lisa Wolf. And also Shadow. Hi, Shadow, and the Fermenter. I don't know if I said hi to you guys. Okay, next up, we're going to do more Wheel of Cheese. More Wheel of Cheese. Bring out your crackers. We're going to roll it up again and see what we got going on here. Puka mosa, thank you very mucho. Let me refresh it. There we go. We got a little refresh going on here. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Let's go. DR in the house. Jakin, what is this? Let me see. Yes, we can. I think maybe Turnip can help you with that. Turnip, can you see Jakin's little remark in the chat? Maybe there's something I did wrong or something. Like, would surprise anybody? Damned registration. DR, my friend from Canada. Let me see what DR wants. We are going to be listening to a little video game that I'm somewhat familiar with. DR, are you in the house? There you are. That's right. I see you clapping. So you guys may have heard of this game before. I think I've done one or two. First of all, the message here is going out to another one of our Kados. And the message is, get ready, Allman. I'm just the C word here, okay? I'm just the C word. You know, the conduit. Oh, you guys. So this is Diablo 2. The name of the song is Toru. Let's go. I don't know what that means, but it's an inside thing between you two guys. Let's go. Nani. Giving me the Arabic vibes already. I think we were telling Allman to get ready, what, with his Frisian jar? great writing. I love this. This is like a real moving little piece here. Definitely organic instrumentation going on here. There was a little note in there. There was sus. This is nice. Anybody who's played the game, though, where's this in the game? That was such a great track. I love music like that that has that kind of this kind of composition that has such a woven-in sense of story. You know, that's why I was asking it, like, where's you're traversing a big desert looking for ruins. Oh, so kind of similar to maybe the areas where, like in Journey, the robed guys just going through the area, the deserts, and there's all that. There's music behind it. Okay, so I was just wondering if maybe there was like any kind of encounters with other things happening through the scene, because it did feel very meandering, you know. And it's a cut story as well, or a cut scene. Okay, because I just so love pieces like this. I don't know what I have this thing. I think maybe we all do, and we don't know it, but we just have this thing for this kind of Nordic combo, Arabic, Pakistani, India, Hindu, you know, that kind of movement and stuff. It just really kind of pulls and sways at us. You know, that's just, so I always love that kind of work. You know, I think one of my favorite tracks of all time that I've ever written was for Aladdin's Adventures of All Time. I did a film with Roger Corman, and there was a piece in there that was really super. This is one of those stories where it's like, I wrote this piece, oh my God, I think it's wonderful and it's perfect. And the music supervisor says, it's too much. I'm like, fuck. Life of the composer, right? You know what I mean? That's just what it was. But hang on for a second. I'm going to see. Let's see something for a second. Give me a second, guys. Be patient with me. Be patient. I'm going to see if I can. Oh, no. Hang on. Give me a second. Because it just reminds me, I'm sorry, I just have to do this because if I can't find it, then screw it. But see if I could find this one. God, YouTube is just sucking today. Hang on. Oh, it's right up front. Listen. This is something I did for that. Back in the old days when I used to be able to write. I had fun when I was younger. Yeah, that was me in my old days, guys, when I really kind of gave a shit about writing music. But the only reason why I played that is because that, like, it reminded me, I was going, oh my God, this is why I love this so much. This style of music is because it comes from here. Unfortunately, the music supervisor turned that down because it was just a little too much towards some of the original kind of vibe, and they didn't want it to sound as orchestrated as that, you know, that kind of thing, but whatever. So yeah, let's continue on. What do you say we continue on? I just wanted to do that just for my own thing, man. It just makes me go, oh my God, I remember when I used to write music and I used to do fun stuff. Now I'm just an old curmudgeon-y decomposer. Okay, let's do one more wheel of cheese. What do you say? Oh, I know what I'll do. Here. For all of you, for those of you who didn't know I used to write halfway, just okay music. Here. Put it in the chat. You can listen to some of my old crap. Okay, here we go. Let's see, Wheel of Queso. Let's refresh. And everyone, down registration. Thank you very much. Here we go. All right, and then after this, we're going into Dono Land. Here we go. All right. No. Oh, that was so close. Judgment Kazi was getting all revved up, and it's for the Shadow Man sitting on the big island. Shadow's hanging out on the big island of Hawaii at work right now. So let's see what Shadow Man would like. That was great. That was a good spin. We all got like, oh. So Shadow would like us to listen to, well, let's just keep that metal thing going, my friends. This is a throwback to 1900 to the 2000 era of anime music videos. Video editors would edit the visuals from an anime and then sync them to music. The name of this band or artist is Equilibrium. The name of the song is Shuffle. Let's go. Ooh, this cranks. Brex, you're hitting the bits. ¿Qué, pibe? ¿Qué te parece, mano? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal, tonto? Damn! Definite cinematic metal. Getting some of those that 80 thrash in there, with some of that blues riffage, southern metal blues riff. saying there? My bad. Bad mouse. God, what great chugging. Flawless. I'm just saying the meter of it. I mean the arrangement of it. 16ths. Great video too. Jeez. What a freaking badass track, and even a more badass video. The video actually was pumping the excitement of the arrangements. To me, the standout work on this, obviously, is the guitar work. I envy and always have envied those musicians that can go. I just, for some reason, I could never stay maybe 2 bars and be perfect before I would drift a little and stuff. I just didn't put enough time and energy, I guess, into just sitting in front of a metronome and just going you know, for hours and hours on time. I think it's because, you know, my ADHD. I do that for about 10 minutes and go, I'm gonna go surf. But the chugging in that was phenomenal, and the precision of it. You know, as far as the video and what this is, I think that video is super badass in the sense that, like, if these animators are just taking their skill set and putting it towards their favorite, you know, metal tracks. I just don't know if I can't. I'm looking at this and I'm kind of let me see. Effective Schoolgirls must be the name of. I'm gonna look up something here really quick. What was the name of the song here? Because I'm a little confused here. Music Equilibrium. Oh, Snuffel. So I guess they took one of their favorite songs. I guess decided to make a music video to it. So. Man, that's just slick as can be. Oh, do I have a train? Some kind of train thing going on? Hype train. How's it? Jesus. Are you guys experiencing some really glitchiness on your end? Like slowdowns and bogs and stuff? Because it's happening to me. It's kind of bizarre. All right. We're done with the wheel. Let's get on with the donos. I'm going to refresh the page. We're getting on to our donos. Now, you guys are okay there? Okay, well, I seem to be having maybe something at this end. Okay, guys. Before I go to donos, I gotta do one thing. I'll be right back. Because I'm old, is why. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. Peeing into the sink. Now I had to push my hernia back in. That's no fun. All right. That's what it is. I'm dying here. All right, so here we go, guys. We're starting off with our donos from up to down. Once again, I got a hard stop in about 2 hours, so I'm just going to go and go and go until I can't. If I don't finish all the donos by 4:30, I'm going to pop on Sunday just to finish up the donos and see if we're... and, well, I was going to say something else, but forget about it. Okay, here we go. So, our first dono in is from Ginger. Ginger, how are you? Ginger, you are a tremendous fan of this wonderful artist that I had the most unbelievable, funnest podcast with, of which I had to re-edit that video and I reposted it because I forgot about that little robo section in there and it sounded pathetic, like I was too lazy, so I had to edit it and I reposted it. So, nonetheless, if Ginger, there he is, Ginger is here. So this is from Violet Pony, and the name of the song is Mistress. I am truly a fan of Violet Ponies. I mean, it's not often that I get to listen to a piece of music that, first of all, just makes me I'm elated just to hear her production, her passion, everything, but then to have a 2-hour conversation with her and just to hear how profound and how incredibly dialed in, if you would, in a way where I was like, yeah, we're in good hands. You know, if a lot of the people in their 20s are thinking as clear as she is, then I have hope for this world. I know that's a lot to be saying there, but if you heard that podcast, I think you probably would agree as well. Okay, here we go. This is Violet Pony. Let's go.
This is the end of side 1 of this record. Please now turn it on.
Yes, darling, yes, that was fine, but one more time from the top, please. Lovely, that's what you are, is what they say. Lovely, where have you gone? Why don't you stay?
Jesus.
Darling, you know it's gone. Darling, I know it's gone. I know it's gone, my lovely. That's what you are.
Yes, the featuring Chi-Chi and
I do wonder
Xavi.
sometimes.
Perhaps
Is it really
she's the
worth
vocalist there, the Chi-Chi.
The praise, all of it. I don't know sometimes.
Beautiful tracks.
It just, I don't feel it. Truly.
I love how this gets toyful.
That's what you are. My shooting star. That's what you are.
You're everything I once had. You're a shooting star. That's what you are. That's what you are. Whoa, my shooting star.
Wouldn't that be fantastic? Just ride a shooting star.
This is
Far, far
R&B,
away from
acid,
friends.
jazzy, hip-hoppy, lo-fi. It's
Everything
just
else
such a
is
great
around.
combo.
Oh, if only I could.
Everything you used to be. Whoa, where did the time go?
I love the little
Whoa,
toy-esque
darling,
bells back there.
can't stay. The world's changing way too fast for me. I've gotta go.
There's this little with that programming in that. I don't know what the effects would be called, but I loved it.
Everything I once had. You're a shooting star. That's what you are.
I think those vocals sound like
You are.
The Violet Pony.
My shooting star.
I don't mean to keep you, darling, but could you stay just a little longer? Please. Oh, just stay a little longer.
That was an odd little sound right there.
Mistress, but who was that?
Kind of a dream state vibe here. Maybe that's why it's fading in the video. Go night-night. You know, Ginger, the journey that you've put us all on, you know, with Violet Pony, has been extraordinary. And the last two tracks, the one before this that you had me listen to and this one, showed me a whole nother side to her that I had not been exposed to, which is that more jazzy, fusiony, really unique voicing piano approach to it, you know, a little bit more intimate and soulful, you know, compared to like the song that what was the name of the song that we did on the podcast at the very beginning of that podcast? Hard Light, I think, or whatever. Shows, you know, and she has such an, she's one of those extraordinary talents. She's just released 500,000, Daybreaker, 500,000 albums in the first 8 years of her life, you know what I'm saying? She's just got that energy, and it's just, you know, very Prince-like, you know, just 2-3 songs a day probably, and just on and on and on, and it just probably doesn't have enough time in her day to release all the things that she hears. And then I can imagine she builds something and goes, oh my God, that's a lot. I got to take all this away and do this, but this was really pretty. I love the collab aspect of it too. When I heard the vocals at first, I was going, wait, what? You know? And then I realized it was a feature. Ginger, thank you so much for bringing her back through. And once again, just one last time, thank you again for putting us all together with her for that podcast as well. It's one of my highlight podcasts, truly is. As a matter of fact, the video that I just put on the Abbacado channel of me being all insomniated out and I talking about leather bands, Timberland's AI thing, there's a really unique part of the Violet Pony podcast where we talk about AI, and she had said some pretty heavily profound things. I think I just might take that snippet out and just post that up. I think that would be pretty cool, as I say so my damn self. So, okay, let's see. Who do we got next here? Next up, we have Lisa Wolf. Lisa Wolf in the house. Oh, Lisa, yes. Thank you so much for bringing this incredibly legendary composer, musician, the most unbelievable melodies. Everybody, I think we all are pretty aware that Brian Wilson passed away, the Beach Boys. Just there's so many people putting up videos on the impact that Brian Wilson had on their lives, and it's such an eclectic cross-up of artists that are paying, you know, honor to Brian Wilson. So Lisa's bringing this into us, so I'm going to read this. This song is about 10 minutes long. Brian Wilson was my original love in music. First album I ever remembered listening to was Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, an incredible and absolute music changing album. Don't take my word for it. The Beatles heard the album and felt so outclassed they made Sgt. Pepper. No doubt. Smile was meant to be the follow-up to Pet Sounds that was meant to be put out in 1967, but due to Brian's personal issues, the full album was shelved, and the cut-down version of the album was released. Excuse me. And we never got to hear Brian Wilson progressive rock opera until almost 50 years later. First Wilson putting his own performance of it, and later on the release of what the original recorded in 1966, 1967 for Smile as Smile Sessions. The cut-down version of Good Vibrations that most people know misses the opening to the track, The Blue Hawaii, or In Blue Hawaii. That Good Vibrations is actually a reply to which strips it of the original meaning. with Mrs. O'Leary's cow serving as the marking point of the final act of the album. It is the chaos before the blue Hawaii good vibrations, reflective look upon the journey that brought them here. So here is the final movement of the album as it was originally meant to be heard, played by Wilson himself. May he rest in peace. All right, here we go. Lisa Wolf bringing to us Brian Wilson. The song is Miss O'Leary's Cow in Blue Hawaii and Good Vibrations, the final movement of Smile. This is live 2004. All right, let's go. Well, at least with the vocals, I recognize some of that Brian Wilson sound.
Is it hot as hell in here, or is it me? It really is a mystery. If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take my misery. I could really use a drop to drink.
You're right.
Somewhere in
This
a
was
placid pool and
written in
sea.
1967 and shelved.
Feel like I was really in the pit. I lose a dream when I don't sleep. I'm slumbering. There's still a promise we must keep. I'm wondering. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah.
Now I'm beginning to feel a little bit of the classic style.
Oh, I could use a drop to drink right now. Take me to a luau now.
Even that piano sound that he's playing right there on the curse is an old 60s vibe. God.
I love the colorful clothes she wears, and she's already working on my brain. I only look in her eyes, but I picked up something I just can't explain. Here we go, and I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me
Jeez. I just got chicken skin.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitation. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitation.
Right, Cassie? I think the third.
I bet I know what she's like, and I feel how right she'd be for me. It's weird how she comes in so strong, and I wonder what she's picking up from me. Here we go again, and I'm picking up good vibrations. She's
That cello work.
I'm picking up good vibrations.
Where's that third guy?
I don't know where, but she sends me there. Oh my, what a sensation.
And he still sounds just as good.
Everybody clap. Gotta keep those love good vibrations are happening with her.
God, what a time to be alive.
Gotta keep those love good vibrations are happening with her. Gotta keep those love good vibrations are happening with her. Gotta keep Gotta keep those love good vibrations are happening with her. Gotta keep those love good vibrations are happening with her. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitation. I'm picking up good vibrations.
Imagine what it's a rush to be one of these musicians playing.
I'm picking up good vibrations.
Listen to those vocal arrangements, guys. This is where Between the Buried and Me picks it all up. Hey, there he goes.
Come on, 'cause I'm picking up good vibrations. 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 I'm
Great
picking
film.
up her vibration. She's giving me the excitation. I'm picking up her vibration. She's giving me the excitation.
Oh my God, he's going to be so missed. And what a legacy to leave. What an unbelievable legacy to leave. Brian Wilson made such an absolute impact on the music business, the industry.
High five, everybody.
Oh man, yes. Take a bow, my friend. You know, without a doubt, to be alive during that period, and even though I really wasn't aware of what I was listening to, those melodies were so freaking profound, and the Beach Boys impacted so many. Well, Brian's writing the Beach Boys, that whole era, but what Brian put together, his arrangements and how he infused everything and made it work and still kept it accessible, so that in a time where I believe the world was changing and how we listened to music. And, you know, of course, the Beatles brought quite a bit of it to life as well. And then a lot of the prog bands that were coming up also was kind of blooming into being, it's okay to be a little more eclectic. It's okay to be a little more pushing the envelopes. What Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys did was profoundly beyond measure, in the sense that it has still impacted so many other musicians, composers, and theremin players, you know. But you know, that's just we're gonna miss him. And good thing is we got a ton of his music that we can reminisce to. It's like I think we should all have a separate playlist somewhere that's just nothing but Brian Wilson, Beach Boys, because does that not put you in the best mood ever? Even the first track was a little trippy, maybe a little more representative of what he may have been thinking and feeling when he wrote this project. Because I believe, Lisa, what you said earlier was, you know, that particular project got shelved because he was starting to have some challenges and stuff. And he was exercising it with his music. And it was just killer, just great music, you know what I mean? All righty. Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate it. I know all of us Kados here appreciate it as well. So thank you so much for that. Okay, next up here in the Kado cruising motions. Uh-oh, what just happened here? Wait, no. What the heckins? What the heckins in the fleckins? Okay, next up is Shadow Dane. Shadow Dane, how are you? I hope you're well. Thank you very much. Quite the generous dono there. This is discovered this producer from Austin, Texas recently. This song always put a smile on my face. It's a very dreamy electronic jam. So I'm gonna get out my peanut butter and bread and let's put on it some dreamy electronic jam. I'm sorry. Just allow me my lunacy, please. The name of the artist is Bayonne, and the song is Right Thing. All right, let's go. I know, Rotten Soundgarden, I can't help you. I'll see myself out. I love what's happening percussively so far. I'm really liking this. I love those timbali fills back there. sultry, sexy, but kind of got that ambient thing, you know? Super dreamy.
I set the scene, but couldn't find a way to slow the rain down. And you love to try.
I like the change in the drum tones.
And if it wasn't this obvious, anything now. Something keeps me trivializing. I can see now. Can't tell if I'm doing the right thing. Anything now.
Yeah, this is a great track.
Something worth materializing. I can see now.
Love the background vocals on this too.
Can't tell if I'm doing the right thing.
This is a really great, like 10 milligram gummy track. Maybe that should be my new rating system. Tame Impala, that's where I'm catching vibes. I like how they're peeling it off for us. Is that it? I guess so. Such a vibey track, Shadow Dane. One of my favorite things about it was actually the way it started off with that kind of an old school loop of the drums in kind of a pseudo lo-fi kind of vibe, and then it shifts up. But that kind of buzzy glide, and then there was that surprise that, I mean, I don't hear enough of it in my life. You know how Christopher Walken is all about the cowbell? I'm all about the timbales. I've always thought the timbales is an incredible instrument percussively by its tone and by the nature of how timbales are traditionally played. So when I heard a couple of those fills, I was like, oh, let me just sip into that one. I'm going to rinse right there for that, you know, two bars of that measure. But the track was really super laid back, really stony for me. And I don't mean that any other way than the way I just said it. It was just really like, okay, this I can definitely sink into. And I also like the change up in the vocals as well. Where did you say you heard this track? Or you just found this producer recently, huh? Great find, man. Super great find. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do really quick? I am going to paste that URL in there just in case anybody wants to add that to the playlist. All right, there you go. How about that? So, guys, I opened this up because I didn't know what's in it. And so I guess this is just all it is this bag of like really funky looking cat crackers that are very light and fluffy yet crunchy. Some ASMR there. But what I don't know is, I guess maybe this is where the sticker is. Should I open this? Or is this one of those things where it like keeps the thing dry? It's a rodent. I didn't know it's a rodent. Should I open this? Is this where the sticker is? Oh. So. Or what? I sell this on eBay and nobody knows? Is that? I'm just gonna open it. Let's see what this is. And if I die on stream, then. So here it is. I don't know what this is, but we're open mystery something here, guys. I'm afraid, like, am I opening it right? Oh, shit. Did I get the bomb? So I guess maybe this is supposed to be some kind of sticker that maybe this is worth something. Maybe you guys can tell me. Did I win? I don't know what that is, so I don't know if that's like the $1 million thingy or I can't obviously read that. So that's what happened. Zygarde? I guess so. So I got a Zygarde sticker from this really super cool thingy that they gave me at work. How cool is that? It's a cool sticker. Okay, maybe I'll put this on my flask, because then they'll think I'm like pretty cool. It's a legendary Pokemon. Okay. Well, we did it though. We opened it. All right, let's continue on. There was this open up the secret stuff. Next up is our usual friend. In honor of the kind of music she drops here, it's of course going to be some rock and roll. Friends, Abbacado's, Hot Chick in a Diaper is back with us again. And so, Hot Chick in a Diaper wants us to listen to a band called Mayday Parade, and the song is One Man Drinking Game. However, the message is regarding the All Crater Boys. When I was growing up, I lived near a Marine base, so when I went to high school with a lot of Marine family kids, a lot of them were first-generation Filipino Americans. They loved the uke and played at school. And through friends, I was introduced to the All Crater Boys because they would play covers at school. With that, I figured it would be appropriate to share something else from my time in high school. This time, just some pop punk. So once again, from Hot Chick in a Diaper, this is Mayday Parade, and the name of the track is One Man's Drinking Game. Let's go. Is this good, Allman? My God, why is YouTube just lagging? God, I love this kind of guitar playing. The chords and the voices.
I just thought it would be funny to keep me hanging in suspense. Then I'd run over to your house and I'd scale the chain link fence that borders your backyard. And I'd climb through your window and I'd whisper that I love you as you fall out of your clothes. And we lay there in the darkness like the dream of you I had, where we captured all the fireflies and we knew what time we had.
Oh, this is a great track.
Counted on our fingertips that almost made you cry. You let me hold you tightly as we said all our goodbyes. And may I say I loved you more.
Right, Jacob? I love what the drummer's doing to it. Bass locking in with the kick. I love that he dropped the snare off the bottom. how they married me to that guitar pattern?
As I take this piece of you with me, I'll carry to my grave. And knowing that for someone, you're an angel sent to save. May I say I loved you
I'm waiting for it to go full ball blaster.
May I say I loved you
Oh wow, they're doing it in cut time. I was thinking when you said punk, they might be, you know, maybe back. It just makes it so much more emotional, doesn't it?
tricks and memories we share. To all the hopes I cast. Here's to repeat letting you guide. Because before too long you'll be forever lost to memories we share. Before too long you'll be
Hot Chicken and Diaper, that was a great freaking track. You know, one of the things about punk artists too that I've learned over this process, you know, of you guys, you know, showing a lot of different types to punk. I've always kind of known it, and I've kind of felt it also just on my own when I've listened to, you know, more, you know, famous, you know, bands. And then even some of the more original punk bands from the late 70s, early 80s, they are such well-rounded musicians, most of them. You know, they can be so colorful. Even though punk, I think the connotation for me, as just your regular listener, I think punk, when I hear a term, punk pop, punk metal, punk rock, neo-punk, just the word punk in there is just going to say, you know, we're going to play fast, we're going to be aggressive, we're going to be emotional, and you know, we got something to say, and that's that unique genre that gives it that point of expression, but very tightly packed with the word punk in each one of those subgenres. This one was probably one of the more emotional punk tracks that I've ever heard. At some point, I was waiting for it to go to what I would consider, for, you know, being not very well versed in the punk genre, that, okay, where's that, you know, where's it going to get like all, and in this case, it had a lot more of emotion to it. And even though it did hammer through. And another thing is I find that punk vocalists are tremendously talented with what they can do with their voice. Starting off in, you know, very intimate kind of a thing, and by the time they back off and cut loose, you know, it's almost like an amalgamation of intensities that are building through the, you know, the performance, the dynamics just keep folding out there. And so, you know, and if this Lacrimosa, if this was like a punk ballad, I guess I haven't heard enough punk ballads either too. So I guess that would be a punk band that would release an album. Maybe one or two tracks would be a lot more, you know, like a Heartbreak or something like that. But Hot Chicken Diaper, that was a great track. Thank you. And thank you, that was a kind dono. Speaking of Lacrimosa, you're up. Okay, Lacrimosa wants us to do a band, Polka. Are we doing Polka again? I didn't know if nope, wrong one. Nah, kidding. Lacrimosa says, not to be confused with Necrophagist. Necrophobic predates them by 3 years, 1989. Necrophobic is a black metal band that's on the more polished side of the genre. They lean a lot into melody. This track is from 2020. Lacrimosa, like usual, thank you so much for your kind dono. He is bringing us to the Cados here from the band Necrophobic. The name of the song is Darkness Be My Guide. Let's go. Can you hear the bass wailing back there? God, this track grinds. God, I love that little lag. Very musical right here. They're keeping the black metal thing grinding, but that's musical. That. I love the instrumental melody that's going on behind the vocals. Ooh, there was a little slap delay on that. This is so badass right here. They snuck in a little pentatonic there. Just a little sprinkle. Yeah, that double kick is just smoking. There's something about the blast beat and that lag. So cool. Listen to the voicings. God, the melodies they're playing with the guitar is so important here. Lacrimosa, one of the things, that I finally found the right words, I think, to say about when they go into the blast beat, and I say the lagging. It has nothing to do with musicianship. It has to do with what that blast beat does in unison with what's happening with the guitar. It almost feels like you're not out of reach of the darkness coming at you. It almost feels like the blast beat is the running, or it's coming after you, and it's, the meter on that is just super tight. But yet what's happening with the guitars and stuff seems like it's just like a slow, dark hand getting ready to grab you around the throat, as you're trying to run away. So it adds a little bit more of that uncomfortable, like, oh my God, is he running fast enough? It's that whole thing. That's what the vibe is. I finally got my head wrapped around what that feeling was. The other thing is that da 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 da, whatever the melody was so important to this track. Because as I've said many times before, I listen to tracks like this that have, the vocals that are all about that, visceral pig squeal or whatever it is that the name of that sound is. And so musically something has to be happening, and that's when you're really relying on the musicianship of the band members. So that melody, which played probably 4 or 5 times, looped itself through, was super important to me, keeping myself in the game. Of course, the drummer was killing it. The drummer must have calves this big or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. But Lacrimosa, thank you so much, and I hope you had a good week. I hope you have a good weekend as well. Let me see. What do we got going on next? Who's coming up now is going to be Mamá. See, you see, it's in my head. That's when you know the track cranked. I don't know if I can get it out of my head. I'm gonna have to take a hit of coffee first. Somebody asked me if this was the same cup of coffee from when I did my insomnia rant on the Abbacado channel. No, it's a different coffee that I made 3 hours later, and then I let sit here and came back. I'm just saying that was the Quado laugh. It has a hyper effervescence to it. Next up is SP. SP Aladocious has us, our new moderator would like us, and SP, I'm gonna Discord you about something. It's not a bad thing. It's a funny thing. So let's see what SP wants for us. SP wants for us. Boom, 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 boom. See? The melody is just not out of my head yet. Jesus. That's when you know the track worked, for God's sakes. So, Morning Abba and the Todos, a brutal track today to make sure you're all awake. Nicolas Cage Fighter are the band from Ballarat, in regional Victoria. They describe themselves as death-driven hardcore. Perhaps I hear a groove in this newly released track on June 12th. Strap yourself in. It's a banger. When SP says that, adjust your volume accordingly. Let's do this. Mary had a little lamb and doctor was surprised. All right. Jeez. Oh my God, listen to that bass. It's frying. There we go with that blast beat. I wonder if that's the drop C. There we go. Listen to those arrangements. And the bass is just playing right through it, just ripping. Love the tones on the guitars on this. Breakdown. That was a nuts beyond nuts track, SB. And they're from Australia, you say. One of the things, once again, here's something else. They just released this 2 days ago, and I can't. The sculpting of the tones of the guitars is so magical now. You know, it sounds so gnarly and so ballsy. But what it sounds like it's been happening, and I'm only using my old man ears to the best of my ability. It sounds like they've really kind of decided to go a different route in reshaping the high ends of the guitar tones. And I don't know if there's something purposeful that engineers are thinking about. Well, they usually are, because they're if you're thinking spectrums and where you don't want colliding frequencies and stuff, they get this phenomenal sound where they really seem to take off like around 8K. You know what I'm saying? And just, God, I don't know if it's a low filter, kind of a drop off and stuff. And I think at least with the chug sounds, I think with it, because there's such an emphasis on the bottom end of it, the heaviness of the drops and all that, you know, the managing of that high end of the tone is mind numbing. And you know what? I'm an average guitar player at a scale from 1 to 10. I'm a 3, but you know, I try to do it. I try to sculpt those tones, and I just don't. I've even spent some money on, you know, neural DSP type plugins. They say this is the tone. I just, you know, there's so many other things to go into it. I know that. That's just because you buy a plugin, it's not going to sound like that. It has to do with your guitar, your pickup, you know, and all kinds of different things to go with it. But, you know, I just get a little jealous of that sound. Ballsy track, great vocal performance. And once again, another highlighted, dark, grindy, metalcore, riffy, or guar, or whatever we want to call it, fall-y sounding thing, track with great melody from the musicians, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If anybody's got a fucking problem with it. Next up, let me refresh this. Judgment Kazi. Oh, we're coming in with some Allman Brothers. And the name of this song is Whipping Post. Oh, I think I know this track. I've heard of this. You have forced my hand, said Judgment Kezi. Geebz, your cheese wheel hath forced my hand because I know you're that close. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, and I send you a song. My friends, this is from Judgment Kezi. This is from our friend. It's Allman Brothers. The name of the song is Whipping Post. Let's go. Listen to that bass.
That mean woman make me a fool. She took all my money, wrecked my new car. Now she's with one of my good time buddies. They're drinking in some crosstown bar. Sometimes I feel, sometimes I feel like I've been
God, listen to his voice. How raw and organic can you get? This is it.
Lord, I feel like I'm dying.
Listen to where the bass is living in this mix, guys. Listen to that B3 back there.
I have to stand by and take it, baby. Oh, for loving you. Drown myself in sorrow as I look at what you've done. But nothing seems to change. The bad times stay the same, and I can't run. Sometimes I feel. Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post. Tied to the whipping post. Tied to the whipping post. Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying.
This era, there were so many great bands in the early mid-70s. But the Allman Brothers did what they did, and I think that's another... You guys back me up on this. One of the most influential bands. It's still influencing as we move forward. It's odd to have that major pentatonic right there. It feels good. It just feels... Brum. Just legendary. Legacy, massively influential, all the way through and through. I love listening to people such as John Mayer as one of our more predominant blues guitar players, just over the moon, and so celebrates the Allman Brothers and, you know, a couple of others, Southern blues bands for their prolific kind of progressive approach, you know, to the composition. So you listen to this, there's nothing that I can say to bring any more to it, except that, you know, I know you can't see the chat here on the screen because it's not working, but when I listen to it, I just kind of sink myself back into the day of like, oh man. It's a great reminder. You see, this is one of the reasons too why I love that, Kazi, that you brought this in, because for me, it's a great reminder of, oh yeah, I forgot how badass everything was and where the roots of a lot of things that we listen to currently are just coming from bands like the Allman Brothers, you know? And so it's a good reminder. It reminds me, dun, 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 I can remember, something like that. You know what I mean? Right, Kazi? Anyhow, thank you so much. I know, right? You're still tapping your foot to it because that's what it is. It's classic. It doesn't go away. It doesn't stop. You know? Let Timbaland try to AI that. Mother fa-la-la-la-la. All right. Next up, Tonto Corazon. Llevo a mi putas. ¿Qué te parece, mano? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué pasó con los Malvinas? No, I'm sorry. That's an old thing. All right, guys, you know every time Tonto Corazon comes in, we're getting some fresh live music performance. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Grande abrazos, mucho abrazos. So much love and good vibes to everybody. What started as a reggae band from Venezuela has become one of Venezuela's most popular Latin pop groups. Never afraid to try new things, this song is an example of the good vibes they give out to the world. Hope everybody's doing okay and happy Friday. All right, guys, this is from Tonto Corazon. The name of the track is Váyanse Todos a Mamá. ¿Cómo? Che. The band is, I'm going to get this wrong, Rawayana. Llevan mil carajos. Okay, here we go. Rawayana, thank you.
Desde los años 50, con la misma pendeja. No soy derecha ni izquierda. Váyanse todos a mamá. Desde los años 50, con la misma pendeja. No soy derecha ni izquierda. Váyanse todos a mamá. No hay nada que debatir cuando todos la embarraron. Me sorprende tu actitud de retrógrada o buscador. Con camuflajes no se puede hablar. Con camuflajes no se puede hablar. Con tus complejos no voy a bregar.
Is that Salt Bay playing percussion?
Me voy de aquí, voy a vivir. Váyanse todos, mamá. Desde los años 50, con la misma pendeja.
Such a great groove.
Váyanse todos, mamá. Desde los años 50, con
sexy. Just the whole production, the whole vibe.
Desde los años 50, con la misma pendeja.
You know, it's almost like the other instruments are the accompaniments to the bass. when you listen to this, you know what I mean?
Desde los años 50, con la misma pendeja. No soy derecha ni izquierda. Váyanse todos, mamá.
Nice, right here. Just give it some life there.
Desde los años 50,
Desde los 50,
con la misma pendeja.
con la misma pendeja.
No soy derecha ni izquierda.
Soy derecha ni izquierda.
Váyanse todos, mamá.
They're just letting you live in the sexiness of the casual chord changes in this.
Desde los
You know?
50 y más. Con la misma pendeja. Con tu misma pendeja. No soy derecha ni izquierda. Oh, váyanse todos, mamá. Anda al carajo y vete a mamá. Desde los años 50. Con la misma pendeja. No soy derecha ni izquierda. Váyanse todos, mamá. Desde los años 50. Con la misma pendeja. No soy derecha ni izquierda. Váyanse todos, mamá.
This is such a gel. Come on, everybody's got to be bebopping on this, right? I don't care, you know. Wow, what a great track. There's a little more to it or no? God, why this sounds a little Steely Danish, doesn't it? Okay, I think I started another song. I'm just gonna let it run for a second. Every time I look at the percussionist, I'm thinking of Salt Bay.
I feel right. Music sounds better with you. Love might bring us both together.
Oh, you're right. Some Daft Punk as well. Yeah.
I feel so good. I feel right. Music sounds better with you. Love might bring us both together.
This is just the art of letting the vibe run.
Ooh, baby, I feel right. Music sounds better
God, it's just all about letting the flow, man. It's just letting the flow go. Track's almost over. The drummer's on that right on the ends. Ha. Yep. Listen to the bass. Tanto corazón. Every time you come in here, you just bring some of the most vibiest music in here. And what I love about it is you seem to find videos that are also live versions, you know, and I just get mesmerized by the musicians and everybody having such a great time, you know, and there's not much that, you know, I pipe up. I will say that both these tracks were the tracks that kind of just hang in there and just so chill, smoky cigar, Cavassier kind of nights, you know. It's got that kind of hypnotic sexiness to it. You know, and that's, I don't know, maybe that's why you saw me kind of going, yeah, because it is hypnotic. It's trance-like, not trance in the genre, but it just gets you in that, like, yeah, I'm just rolling, my eyes rolling back in my head like a slot machine, you know, so just wonderful. Wonderful selection like usual, Tanto. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias, vos. Okay, I'm going to continue on really quick. I got a text. I do have that meeting. They just reconfirmed it with me. So I'm going to have to do a hard stop at 4:30. But I think when I get back, I'm just going to restart the stream. I'll have enough energy. I know some of you folks might have to dig out. Remember, anything I do here ends up on the Odyssey channel, the export, or the YouTube channel when I cut it up and put it up on YouTube. So if you do dip out because you have to, but I've got you down here on the dono and it gets done, it's still going to be put out on the YouTube channel. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that, okay, guys? All right, next up is, let me see. Briefly, Wigzor. First of all, thank you very much for coming over here and the very first time donoing, and I read your comment, and I appreciate you being here. But guess what, bro? I played that track. So he came in and he was excited to do his first dono here and hang out with us. So first of all, let's say hi to Wigzor. And then he goes, "You're not going to believe this great track that just came out from Between the Berry to Me." And I was like, "Oh, bro, I did that at the opening of the track." So if you want, I have a couple moderators that can help you if you want to go in there and change your track. If it's not easy to figure out or something, they can help you through it. But thank you for coming in and hanging out. So that's it. Are you still here somewhere, my friend, too? You can jump in and say hi. There you are. No, I heard it, but you still donoed, so you make sure you get one of your tracks in there, Wigzor. I'm more than happy to listen to it, and celebrate the music you like with you. So, okay, next up is Chaotic Boar Hole. Chaotic Old Boar. Yussef, wait. This is a boost of cheese. Came across this recently. I thought you in chat might enjoy this. This is Yussef Days X Alfa Mist featuring Mansur Brown and Rocco Palladino. The song is I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time reading today. Love is the Message. So they're live at Abbey Road. All right. For the last like 2 weeks too, my eyes, some weird stuff's going on. I don't know what's happening. Maybe I should get him checked out. Or maybe it's just me starting to show up at a place 40 hours a week and I'm not used to it. It's making me cross-eyed. Okay, let's go. I love that pattern. 2 ways to leave your lover too, right? Such a vibey stream, hasn't it, gang? Sounds like the bass is slightly behind, but kind of in a Snoop Dogg kind of way. You know what I mean? So smooth, so sexy. I think what's also magical about this is the fact that the drummer is being recorded in such a tight, intimate so nice. It's such a tight, intimate little zone. Very dry sound, while everything else around it is very sultry and sexy and wet. The guitar lead work almost has a little steel drum vibe to it. I mean, there's got to be an octave. You can hear it too. At least I hear it. But where in the chain it is, there's a lot going on in guitar player's chain for sure. Totally Sir Ghost tone. Sir Ghost worm, sorry. That like slightly behind the beat with the bass. I call it the Snoop Dogg approach. You know how Snoop, with his rapping talents, he was always a little behind it in a sexy kind of way. Set. Sound like there could be a harmonizer on the bass, yeah? No, I don't know, it's hard. Guitar tone is vibing me a little bit like a Tim Henson thing. Some abruptness there. That was amazeballs. That was so insanely cool. There's no two ways about it. So first of all, every single one of those musicians were having the time of their life. I loved the parts of the arrangements where it seemed like there was a little bit of a layback, which makes it feel like the drum's rushing slightly. But the drummer was so abstract with some of his patterns and stuff like that. Abstract yet a marksman, if you would, at his time. That with a lot of the stuff something is going on with my system here, and this is really bugging me. That while the drummer's doing what the drummer was doing best, and the bass player, which I guess would have been Rocco Palladino, was just that there was just kind of like this dance between like, I'm right there, I'm kind of right there with you, I'm just kind of, for say, I'm going to put the link in here so you guys can have it. Here you go. So it was just such a wonderful track. And also I love the tone that the guitar player really just kind of focused on, a really swimmy ambient kind of vibe without having to try to be like he was being super sexy guitar tones, stepping out there a little bit. And actually, the soul of the track for me as well was the keyboard parts. I think the keyboard part was probably the most squarest, if you would. I don't mean square like not cool. I'm just talking about staying in a pocket and keeping this thing going for us. Keeping the center of this. It's almost like right here is the keyboard part, if I do this physically. Here's the keyboard part, and the rest of the arrangements are making you go like this. You know what I mean? And you're attached to it, but it's all from right here. So that's what it felt like to me, is that the keyboards and the way it was being played was that very, whoa, whoa, whoa. And all the other stuff that's going on in there is just making the head go. I'm just saying. I know. Be the keyboard. So, yeah, that was a great listen. This whole stream, did you hear me? That's what happens when Beavis and Butthead turn 70. Let's continue on. I'm so high. Okay. Next up, actually, is... I'm just kidding. Is Senor Rui. Senor Rui. Senor Rui. Senor Rui. Senor Rui wants us to listen to Nothing to Say, just a great song from one of my top bands. As always, thank you and enjoy. This is from one of our legacy Cados, Senor Rui. And the name of the song is City Haunts by Nothing But Thieves. You guys ready? Let's go. Hi, Senor Rui. How are you doing, buddy? Oh my God, everything's so slow today. Giving me Prince vibes.
Asking for a light. He need me in the bathroom, okay? Sold a dream, now we're suckering down the drain. Yeah, it's your money, God, oh, it's your love. The heart is just without a space.
I'm trying to dig in if it's a bass just running through some incredible pedals. Straightforward. 2 in the box, 4 on the floor. I love how everything's way up in the head voice.
Changes
I like this part a lot right here. I love how the lyrics are showing up on the scroll bar on the video. Well, I don't know why I'm looking that way, but you don't see it? I like it. I don't know why I just noticed it. It was so big. Oh, that was it? Oh, what a bummer. That was such a great track. Man, the stream has been so vibey. You know, I mean, we started it off with a banger with that Between the Buried and Me track. Without a doubt, that really put us all over the map. But we've had so much great music that's just allowed us to kind of sink into grooves and stuff. I will say, on this particular track, Senor Oui, I couldn't help because of my limited knowledge of music out there in the world and of my own personal taste before I started doing reactions. It gave me just that, the vibe of it was very Prince. You know, the headiness, you know, of the voice and being way up there in the head voice and stuff, and kind of straightforward, you know. It would have been like Prince meets a little bit of, let's say, Trent Reznor. Just because there was some grittiness in there and the choice of some of the synth sounds along with the guitar. The bass I couldn't pin. I was like, is that a bass tone? Is he running it through something? Or is it a kind of bass with a doubled line synth-wise on it, you know, but they do have heavier tracks. Senor Oui is a lot of what they're about as a band in that head voice as well. You know, is that their thing, or is that kind of a standout track where the vocalist uses that particular style? I really like it. I think the head voice is an underused tool in the, you know, professional singer's toolbox. Connor often switches from head to chest, but this falsettos, his falsettos are phenomenal. They're glassy, you know what I mean? Very, very oboe, very oboe-esque. Oboe-esque. Did I say oboe? I'm sorry. Yes, oboe. Oh boy. So yeah, we're gonna have to listen to some of their heavier tracks in the future for sure, Senor Oui. Thank you so much for parachuting in and saying how's it. It's always good to see you here. Next up is Michael Zen. Michael Zen, how are you? Okay. Oh, this is your favorite band, isn't it? I'm actually beginning to really gonna look forward to. It's not like I don't look forward to, you know, when people bring their favorite stuff in here. But it's a grow to love kind of vibe for me because I'm looking a little deeper in who these people are. Lordi, and this is a request for more Lordi from another one of their Lordversity albums. Skull and Bones mixes some slight style of Rob Zombie with their classic Lordi feel and also takes inspiration from Metallica, Seek and Destroy. Here's some Lordi trivia, he says. The band started out as a solo act of Mr. Lordi in 1992. First studio album was in 2002. The current members of the band are M. Lordi, created the band in 1992. Kone, or Cone, I don't know if I'm looking at it Spanish, it's Kone. If I'm looking in Hawaii, it's gonna be Kone. Joined in 2022. Is this Hiisi? Joined in 2019. Hella joined in 2012. And Mana joined in 2012. Actually, Mana is the name of one of my granddaughters. So let's do this. This is Lordi, Skull and Bones, Danger Zone, coming in from Malkelsen. Let's go. Gotta keep an eye on my time here. Oh my God, YouTube.
I don't like this.
Oop, we're having a See the Chucky moment here.
It's not easy being mean.
reminds me of the old football game used to hold this way. Actually, this is one of my favorite tracks so far from Lordi. Oh, Christopher Walken's in there. Made it in the band. I don't know, for some reason, the last track that we listened to, Mikkelsen, I'm sorry, you know how I am with pronouncing it. That was a longer track. That was 10 minutes. It had a lot of really nice theatrics to it. You know, there was some of the symphonic metal vibes. So now you're taking me through this journey where this one was probably the most straightforward track, I guess. I mean, as far as the ones that we've listened together. But this one really sticks out in my head just as a very hookable track. I think maybe because it's probably one of the shorter tracks from Lordi that we've listened to. And also, I think this is the first time that we've listened to a Lordi track that doesn't have a music video, so I was listening to the music a little more, so I was getting into it. There would seem to be a little bit more of a cross-up of infused... there's a little more of a synthesized edge to this one, albeit, you know, maybe doubling the guitar parts. But as far as the track is concerned, you know, some people like you kind of called it out a little bit in your message, a little white zombie-ishy. Is that what you said? And I know some people here were also mentioning that as well. And also, was it SB? Did you say Godsmack? I'm trying to remember who was in that Godsmack. Oh yes, okay. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the other band for a second when I read that. The guy with Rob. Did I say Lisa B? Did I say that? Oh my God, forget it. I'm sorry. So it wasn't God's. Okay, I'm just going to stop. Is it Gobsmack or is it Smack God or something? I don't know. I read it. Oh, shit. You guys are witnessing me falling apart slowly but surely. If I'm still streaming, if I know what button to hit 5 years from now, it's going to be quite the entertainment because my eyes are crossing, I'm losing my sight, and I've never been able to, speak straight anyhow. You guys are so kind and still hanging in there as my viewers start dropping off going, this guy's fucking losing it. Anyhow. All right, let's continue on. Next up is Hendenblur. How are you, Hendenblur? I know. I got to tell you something, guys. Well, okay, before we get to this, I do have to make a confession. I have never worked a 40-hour week except for one time in my life, and that lasted a year and a half, but it was fun because I was a tour guide at a place called Kualoa Ranch pre-COVID. I was tired, but when I get home, I was so tired, I literally get to bed by 8, and then I have to wake up at 5 in the morning and make a 45-minute drive. Something's happening now with this particular 40 hours where I'm not settled in with my, let's say, my mission. And the executive director that laid this out for me says, this is what we want you to do. I go, there's a lot of confusion for me, not confusion because I can't make it out in my head, but there's things that our executive director is saying that other people in other positions are kind of saying, well, no, not. I said, yeah, but aren't I supposed to be listening to this person? Well, no, we're going to do it this way. So for me, I'm just trying to navigate that and still trying to be kind of cool and not ruffle up anything. So there's a little bit of different kind of a stress for me, I guess. And then by the time I get home, I think I do the worst thing ever is I take a little nap because I'm old and I can. And then I'll wake up, I'll do some stuff, and then I'll pass out on my lounge chair and then wake up. And just like this morning, I woke up at 3 o'clock or 2:50 and I never really got back to bed. So you guys are right. I could be, you know, suffering from this just new schedule. That's because otherwise my life was completely different. So maybe that's why things are a little bit of a meh. Excuse me. And I think I've been feeling it in my chest. Maybe my immune system's giving me a rash, and Quado just showed up again. And I don't know. This could be another odd moment in my life. All right, let's get right back to it. This is from Hinderblur. This is a song composed by Yoshimatsu Teru, the guitarist and composer that's part of the Seraph and the founder of Hisanshanasa. He composed this song for the opening of the anime Houseki no Kuni, English title Land of the Lustrous. It's similar to the last song I requested from Hasu and Nasa. Dynamics of the subway. In this rhythmical complexity, while not using complex or odd meters, the song is in 4/4 the whole time, only swapping between simple and cut times in parts. But there are plenty of over-the-bar patterns and polyrhythms. Don't think it's too hard and just enjoy it. Or don't think too hard and just enjoy it. Okay. I'm sorry for butchering that, Hinderblur, but let's do this. All right. Hi, Fire Jen. Welcome. Wow, this is great. This is like anime or math rockish. Piano pattern. Wow, the pianist is crushing for me right now. Snare. Those polyrhythms, man. All they want to crack up. cello work. Oof. This deserves as stanky as face as ever. Feeling a clarinet somewhere in the back, but a little bit of that abstract in the vibe there in the arrangements. You're right. The only way to really listen to that Händler was just to sit back and enjoy it. But for me, I default into starting to go through the polyrhythmic, you know, counting the answer back, the call answer, you know, between the rhythms that are happening here. You got you have triplets that are bouncing around. And the drummer was just mind-numbing. You know, for me, some of the established patterns that were in there, you know, with the piano and other arrangements. Of course, the vocals were beautiful and great. There was a part of it that I don't know why, but I was egging on a kind of an Ado sound. I was waiting for that kind of an outburst in performance, like the vocals would get that, you know, how Ado really can pull it out there. But this vocalist stays in the pocket, but the drummer was also extraordinary. Was pulling off some incredible. When I said, "Oh, listen to what's going on in the snare there, that's crazy." Super smooth ghost notes, almost like a single-handed roll. You know, and I mean, that's what it sounded like to me. I was trying to, you know, decipher, what am I hearing there? Could that be another arrangement? Is that a trap mix or something like that? But for this stream, this was the first one of it. It had that math rock. I don't know, how do we call it? Math pop? Math jazz? Jazz math? No. If it was just jazz, it would be said as just jazz, and it would be able to get away with it. Nonetheless, it was a killer track. Yeah, the composer is crazy talented. Kind of reminds me of that gentleman that we heard from. Oh God, I forgot where. The pianist Tazarin, from Armenia. What was the name of that pianist? That kind of talent, you know what I mean? To be able to write those incredible parts and stuff and be able to, yeah, Tigran, thank you very much, Arctic Prague. To be able to do that's extraordinary. Yes, Tigran Hamasyan. That's just extraordinarily talented. You listen to that and you just go, God, some people just have the gift, you know? How much time do I have? Okay, I've got 10 minutes. And once again, I just want to let you know, I have to dig out. I have to do this. I have to do this meeting. I am coming back tonight, and I'm going to make it a solid 6:30. So all of you, I know most of you will be asleep. It's late. I'm in the middle of the planet in my own little orb here, but I'll be back here online 6:30 tonight to finish that list, okay? So I just want to let you know that's what will be here. SB will be here too. I know she's the only mod that'll be up, because all the rest of my friends are UK or East Coast or something. Right, except 1 a.m. He doesn't play anymore. He doesn't come in anymore. He doesn't show up anymore. He doesn't want to play in the sandbox anymore. I get it. Next, I'm kidding. Next up is, stand by. I got to just refresh. is going to be the driver. The driver wants us to listen to a track called Goodbye June is the name of the artist. The song is Darlin'. A few months ago, I downloaded a track by Goodbye June titled Oh No, and it was some proper headbang and southern rock. This song leans more into the blues genre and is honestly pretty soft and emotional until the last minute or so. Then the drums kick in, the guitar gets a little bluesy, and the vocalist gets angry. Okay, let's do this. This is requested by the driver, and the name of the song is Darling by Goodbye June. All right, here we go.
They're back on my case again. Feels like I ain't got one single friend. Yeah, I'm all alone, and I don't know where you went.
Ooh, I love this. Giving me little Ren vibes.
Sometimes love is not the best thing for you. Sometimes love will bring you to your knees. In your heart it sinks, then depletes. Either get up or you lay down and die. But darling, I don't know what you've done to me, but it works and I hate it. Darling, I don't know what you've done to me, but it works and I hate it. Works and I hate it.
Wow. This is such a vibe. So there is a little bit, you're right, SB, in a little bit, there's a little, in the middle of the notes, there's a little bit of a slow vibe and release.
Whispers softly in my ear. She's telling me all the things I want to hear. I turn to respond, but she's away far gone. Of course we had dreams together, dreams I thought would never change. You took the one thing that I love most. You took it all away. Whoa. But darling, I don't know what you've done to me, but it works and I hate it. Darling, I don't know what you've done to me, but it works and I hate it. Works and I hate it.
Ooh, all right. Are we getting a little bit of a Pink Floyd vibe here? Oh yeah, definitely Pink Floyd vibes here. The occasional castanet too. I love that. A little tip, I don't know, for some reason, the way they just ended that with the organ felt to me like it was a little tip of the hat to the Brian Wilson thing. I don't know why it was you or me. I'm like going, what a way to close that up. It's like, it felt like a little, to Brian. That was a great track. And what a fantastic way just to end this segment of today's stream. I thought it was very heartfelt. That guy's voice is phenomenal. At the very beginning, I did get a little bit of, I know, right, a little bit of the good vibrations thing. The driver, I did get a little bit of just the approach, and because once again, I don't have a very vast knowledge base of that artist Ren. Not when he's talking fast, almost rap styling, but when Ren also holds out his notes. There's a very unique thing that they do with their vibrato, that the note will come in and then there'll be a quick vibrato and then the vibrato will stop and the note will continue and slide off or something, so... But I love the track. I saved it. I actually saved it to the playlist. Guys, I got to go. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me stop the hard drive.